Hey guys, welcome back. It's me. I haven't posted a video for a long time because I've been busy, but I'm bored, so I thought I might give a new video a crack. So I'm gonna follow up on my last video, the Duncan and Gwen one, and lots of people had lots of problems because it seems like I am a DXG fan in the videos, which I am, but that's not the point. In the videos, I was supporting both sides for what they had. And because I'm not a DXC fan, you guys say I can't really vouch for it. Well, I was a DXC fan. It was my favorite couple. And then Duncan and Gwen came along and it was a lot better. So I was a first DXC fan, now DXG fan. So I think I can speak for both sides because, yeah, I went back and watched season 1. And I really liked it still, even with Duncan and Gwen not together. So, I can support both sides. Even if you guys say I can't, I think I can. But that's not the point. So, following up on that, I still think my points are valid. And don't get into why I dislike Trent. Just don't like him. Like, never really did anything bad. It's just I don't like him. Whenever he talks, I gotta turn the volume down on my computer. It's just, shut up. Fucking shut up, Trent. Jesus. But, anywho, I'm gonna start a new topic, which is Season 5. This is gonna be good from what I've heard from people. By people, I mean a sir named Tom McGillis. For a school project, I had to interview somebody in the field of business I want to work in. So I chose to interview Tom McGillis. I emailed him. I got a hold of his people. They set up an interview, and I interviewed him. And we talked about Total Drama, which is pretty cool because I got to talk with the guy who invented Total Drama. And the stuff I can tell you is basically like Total Drama never started out as Total Drama. It didn't even start out as Camp TV. It goes back even further to another show called Escape from Fat Camp. So that was the first thing they had for it, and then Tom was asked by somebody to create Total Drama. So they just took that concept of camp and turned it into Camp TV, which then later became Total Drama. So from that, but yeah, and then I asked Tom a little bit about season 5, and he gave me some answers, which because I'm a professional in my business, I'm not gonna say what they are, but just so you guys know, I know that certain 2 characters will be returning that are my favorites, and I have lots of favorites, like a lot. You know, I'm not going to say it's either Duncan or Gwen because I didn't get that information. I just know that 2 characters will be returning that we know of. And yeah, it's a lot of what people have been thinking it might be is actually true. So some videos on YouTube are correct, but it's just I know which ones are and which ones aren't. So if you want to know more, maybe hit that subscribe button, you know. Maybe it'll come out. Never know. And if you guys are saying he doesn't know shit, trust me. I had to go through the freaking email process with a person called Julian Nguyen, the executive assistant at Fresh TV Incorporated, to get this interview, which I managed to get out a little bit of information. I managed to figure out some stuff about season 5, which I'm trying not to say now. I almost said it back there, but I know a little bit what happens in episode 1. I know a little bit of what the concept is. I know which cast members might be participating. I learned a bunch of things, like Tom already stated this in his question answering video that Courtney and Duncan's breakup was a higher up's idea, not theirs. But you know, everybody already knows that. Still, I said ask that question to verify. And same with Owen and Izzy. That was the same thing that happened. It was a higher up decision. You know, let's break up Owen and Izzy, and so on and so forth. Like, it just goes to show that how quickly your ideas can be changed by somebody with the money, basically. So, I'm just trying to think of something else to say here. But yeah, looking at these comments on my video saying I'm a neutral thing, but whatever. And still, I think I made some very valid points on my last video, so hate if you want, but overall, I'm right. And ooh, that dislike and like bar is looking like right in the middle. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, season 5. I really think it's going to be heroes versus villains, like everybody thinks it is, because Chris Martin just said it might be heroes versus villains. I don't know, it could be something totally different. It could be 13 new cast members if they want to keep doing that style, and they'll just keep giving us new cast members each time. So, that could possibly be what we're getting. It's just, we might just be getting new cast members each time. Or we might get a recycle of these new contestants we've had with some new ones, making another 26. And then having 26 episodes, each person gets eliminated each day. So, or one person gets eliminated each day. So, there's that. Not really much else I can say about season 5. I'm just hoping that, well, first of all, I'm going to point out that they're probably not going to have repeat winners. So you can guarantee that Alejandro, Heather, Duncan and Gwen, Owen, and Beth will not win this season. Neither will Cameron or Lightning. So if any of them come back, they're off your radar for who's going to win. Unless they decide to pull a fast one on us and have repeat winners, which would be kind of sweet, because then Duncan has a chance to win twice. Umaro to no winnow for Dunko, which would be fucking sweet. Or Gwen finally gets the win she deserves. That would be even better. And you could possibly say Courtney gets the win she deserves, or whatever. Because you gotta admit, the people in season 1 and 2 kind of got screwed over because the winners are both picked because of their popularity. Like, when I talked to Tom, well, this is some new information, when they wrote Throw Drama Island, they wrote it so Owen would win. There was no way in hell Owen was going to lose. Except over in Europe. But he told me they wrote that season for Owen to win, so Gwen had the stacks, basically had everything stacked against her in that series. So I was like, oh, man. I was rooting for Gwen to win, so that was shitty. It's like, oh, no wonder Owen won. Well, Owen is a nice character. Like, Owen just, I don't know, he makes me laugh sometimes, but I could deal with that with him. But anywho, yeah, season 5. I'm hoping heroes versus villains, and we know it's going to be a hero versus a villain. So if you want, you can get your pool started for who's going to win. Like, they're obviously going to bring back the best of the best. So I'm thinking on the heroes team is going to be like Gwen, Zoe, like all the main pro tags that have been in the season so far. So like Gwen was a protagonist, Owen was a protagonist, and all these things are going to probably be there. And the one thing I asked Tom was, will Duncan be in season 5? And I can't tell you what he said, but I can asked him also, if he is in season 5, which team will he be on? If it is heroes versus villains, I asked him, if it is heroes versus villains, which team would he be on? And Tom said, well, he doesn't really know either, because Duncan is an anti-hero. He's one of the best anti-heroes I've ever seen. He dislikes being a hero, but when it's needed to, he will be. As you've seen many times in Total Drama Action, he has saved his team by not wanting to be the leader. Like, I think the one episode that portrayed that very well was I think it was the Full Metal Jacket one they did with the army. Duncan was he ended up not wanting to. He didn't care if they won or lost. He just wanted to trap them. But yeah, he's more so just the one guy who just doesn't really want to get involved. But he also went up against a lot of villains. Like he went up against Justin, who was a villain. He went up against Courtney, who was a villain. He went up against Alejandro, who's a villain. Almost every person that he's gone up against has been a villain. And he's never really gone up that many protags. Like, sure, he's had his thing with Owen, but him and Owen are buddies. And then Gwen is a protagonist, and he's with a protagonist. And I think Duncan would be on the heroes team, but because he is kind of a bully, he would be on the villains team. But that's only if you go by attitude, he'd be on villains team. If you went by actions that have been depicted into hero versus villain status, he would be put on the heroes team because he's had more actions against villains than protagonists. He dislikes Heather, he dislikes Alejandro, he dislikes Justin. He really dislikes Courtney. So those are 4 main antagonists that he dislikes. So you could argue he's an anti-hero because he's a protagonist, anti-hero because he is forced into being a protagonist by his anti-hero nature. It's hard to explain. But yeah, I think Duncan would be on the heroes team if he was there. And if I had pre-prepared a list of heroes, I would say on the heroes team, if it went with a 13 episode format with 6 on each team, I'm thinking it would be Gwen, Owen, Duncan. Fuck, it's really hard to think like this. Gwen, Owen, Duncan. Maybe Cameron, Zoe, and Mike. That'd be cool. Gwen, Owen, Duncan, Mike, Zoe, Cameron. That'd be sweet. The 3 main protagonists from The Revenge of the Island and the 3 main protagonists from Total Drama. The originals. That would be cool. I'm just saying that'd be a sweet team. And then for antagonists, you'd have to have Alejandro in there. You would have to have Heather, Justin, Courtney, Scott, and Lightning. Alejandro, Heather, Courtney, Justin, Scott, Lightning. Would Lightning be an antagonist? I don't know. Who else would be a good antagonist? I guess that's the only one you could think of. Like, which other characters have done mean things in the show that reward a villain status besides those ones? So yeah, that'd be my pick for the cast of heroes versus villains. And going by statistics of who haven't won or lost, Alejandro and Heather ought to be out, so would Lightning. So that'd leave us with Courtney, Justin, and Scott as the potential villain winners. And since Owen, Duncan, and Gwen have already won, that leaves our possible winners as Zoe and Mike, because Cameron's already won. So that would be that, unless they do repeat winners. That's how you could pick your winners, is by who's won already. And yeah, that'd be perfectly fine with me, because that would make seeing when your characters go out a lot more interesting. Gotta check my phone really quick. No, not my text. Okay, moving on. Yeah, yes. This is something I've been meaning to do for quite a while. What my idea for this YouTube channel is to get me out there, you know. I want my channel to get so big that my ideas for like cartoons will be more spread out when it does release. Like, I want my videos to, you know, show my potential employers that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to story.